Okay, well, good news. We're making progress. It's a 48-inch cast iron pipe. It broke in two spots. Has been replaced, so that's good news. It is still isolated because we need time to rid it of bacteria so that it's safe. We look to have it completed and the road back in place sometime this weekend, but the road will be passable come Wednesday. So that's where we are at this point.
And maybe just talk about the problem that you had here with the old pipe.
Well, New Orleans is like a lot of other cities. It has an old infrastructure, out of sight, out of mind. It is cast iron pipe. It's over 100 years old, and it broke in two places because it's very susceptible to cold weather, and the freezing and thawing breaks the material, and that's what happened here. And it could happen. It could happen anywhere.
Is there concern that there are other places in Uptown that could be impacted just like this one?
Well, that type of pipe was laid down in similar time spans across the city. So yes, it could happen someplace else. And it's for us to be active and effective in addressing it as quickly as we can. And I think a big part of it is for us to communicate to the public what we're doing. And that's why we're going to start using Instagram more to make sure the public knows and is aware of what's going on. I'll also add that we had the boiled water alert. We sent the test in. We should get the results later today, and hopefully we'll be able to lift that alert. But we'll have to wait until we get the official response.
Now, I'm told that that half of the 1,500 miles of underground water pipes in the city were built before World War II. A third are more than 100 years old, like this one. Is there anything that the city can do, the Sewage and Water Board can do, to start replacing this, or at least in vulnerable areas replacing them, so we don't see this happen? In fact, this is the second water main break here on Panola, just 4 blocks away in 2019.
Well, as you may know, this is the fourth water utility that I've helped to lead. And I can say that in Philadelphia, they were able to, and they had the funding to remove a certain amount of mileage of pipe, certain number of miles of pipe every year on the wastewater side and the drinking water side. The issue we have here in New Orleans is having the funding to do that. And so I've pushed my lobbyists, I've pushed our financial team to see if we can find some creative ways to develop funding to allow us to take on that task, because it is one we're going to need to do. The bottom line is a lot of our infrastructure in the street and at the treatment plant are old. And as you said, they've been around in the last century. And the problem you have is at a certain time, everything it reaches an end of life stage. And so we need to be effective and thoughtful in trying to think outside the box to get the funding we need to address this issue.
I was reading that the life span of these cast iron pipes are like 70 years, so a lot of these pipes are beyond their life cycle.
That is true. And that's why it's important for us to take it seriously, to analyze where we are, what can we do. And as I said, I'm working with our finance team and with our lobbyists and all to try to get help from the state, city, and the federal level to address this issue. But I'd have to say New Orleans is not alone. This is an issue across the country, and we have some very smart people at SWIBNO and around us that are going to help us think of a way to solve this problem.
Some of the residents, they expressed concern not knowing what was in the sludge, so to speak, after the water main break the other day. Should they be concerned that there was possibly raw sewage or anything like that after the main burst?
No, this was a water transmission line, 48 inches. So that's not an issue. And if it had been under regulations with EPA and the state requirements, we would have had to posted that and notified people. So that did not occur.
Tell us what's next. I noticed the crew out here today, they had this really thick black plastic. They were wrapping the pipe, and then it looks like they're ready to start filling it.
Well, I'm glad to say, and also I want to start off by saying I'm very proud of our team. They worked very quickly on this issue, came out immediately, and we're out here digging with the contractors on the next day, the next morning. The next step is for us to continue to test the pipe and make sure it's clean of bacteria so that people can use it. It's still isolated at this time. Once we're able to say that it's clean and ready to go, then we'll start to backfill the dirt, the gravel, all that we need. The street will be passable come Wednesday, and then hopefully by the end of the week we'll be able to pave it over and we're back to new.
As far as any type of claims or anything like that, if residents along this stretch feel like they might have a claim, what should they do?
Yes, what they should do is contact our risk management department, and all they have to do is go to swibno.org and go to customer service. and they'll see a link that'll allow them to file a claim. And I encourage them to file a claim. And if they have issues, to contact us. We want to work with the citizens, with our residents and customers, and we want to make ourselves available to give clear answers as best we can.
What is your confidence level once this pipe is pressurized that you're not going to have another break along the lines here, given the fact that it's the same brittle pipe?
It could happen. It could happen. But the bottom line is we have to just be effective in analyzing what we see, act appropriately, and try to design plans to allow us to avoid problems in the future. But it could happen, with all honesty.
Anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, again, I'm just very proud of our team that came out and hit this immediately the next morning. We have a lot to do. I want the community to know that we're going to be transparent. We're going to try to make ourselves available, and that we're here with them to work with them arm in arm to get past this.
As far as the cost of repairs, what do you estimate this to cost, and where's that money coming from?
Well, I don't know exactly. We're still analyzing that at the time. And the bottom line, it would come from the SWIBNO funds that we have, which is basically the ratepayers.
This happened Saturday. Are you pleased with the results right now of how quick that pipe is in place?
You know what? I have to tell you, I've been doing this a very long time. I've been involved with 4 major utilities across the country. This is very quick. To be able to come out the next morning, and already today, Monday, the pipe has been replaced, and we're talking about opening the street up on Wednesday. That's good time. The team worked very efficiently, and they're very dedicated, so I'm proud of them.
That's a big pipe.
It is. You can't lift it.
All right. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
We
much,
appreciate
sir.
your time. Yes, sir.